Hi everyone, Nicholas Parfitis here and Jinxie here, and welcome to this tutorial. This is Jinxie. This is our new rescue cat. You want to say hello? Now, some of you may remember Leslie. Unfortunately, we had to put her down in the summer because she was very unwell. Okay, you can go now, but stop pressing on things. So that's our new rescue cat, Jinxie. She's a naughty one, this one. So you might see a tail going backwards and forwards, or my keys being pressed non-stop. Please stop, Jinxie. So this tutorial is based on the 2025 November paper 2. This is the second tutorial for this paper, and it focuses on databases. For the first tutorial, which is word processing, and for the last tutorial, the third tutorial, which is essentially on presentation and charts, you can find links to those tutorials in the description of this video. Okay, now that being said, I've already done the word processing part, and I did see something in there which was really nasty. It was kind of tricky, and so I don't know what's included in this particular section for databases. So I hope there's nothing else nasty from Cambridge in here. So let's get started and find out. And we can see here it says you're now going to prepare some reports. Make sure all required data is fully visible. Use data software to import the file N2502 race.csv as a new table. Use these field names and data types. So just have a quick look through these. There's nothing special about them. We've got things like the first one's a text, numeric integer. This one, record type and race time. These are hour, minute, second formatting. This one's going to be a decimal value. And these are integer. Then it says set entry number as the primary key, save the data and place evidence of showing the field names and data types and the primary key used in the table. Okay, so let's get started with this. First thing is, from my folder where I have all my files, my working folder, I'm going to right click, new Microsoft Access Database. I don't need to give this a name, but more than likely, I'm just going to put NP CY1271234, not because it asked me to do this, but I do suspect that at some point Cambridge is going to be asking you to be naming these files as well. Okay, from this point we're going to import our CSV file as a new table. Now I've got a fantastic tutorial I released recently. It's all about CSV files and importing them into Access. It tells you all about CSV files, all about data types, why we use the data types. Fantastic information there. Make sure you watch that tutorial. So from here, I'm going to go to external, new data source, from file, text file. Now we're going to browse to find our file. So I've got everything inside this folder here, and I'm looking for the N2502 race. There it is there. So I'm going to select it, click on open, and here it says we're going to import the source data into a new table, correct? Now, first step, as always, just make sure that the data which it's reading from the CSV file is readable. We're not getting a whole load of gibberish or special characters or weird things like that. Again, all of this is described in the video which I told you about. And again, it's in the description. So this looks readable. That's fine. We're going to go to next. Now, the data is comma separated. It is a CSV file, and we can see that all of these are separated into columns, so that's fantastic. And because we're creating a new table, the column headings, or what we call the field names, should be included in the CSV file on the first row, and we can see that first row there. So first row contains field names. Next. Now we're going to set up the data types. We go to advanced. Now you can do these manually. We've said this many times. I prefer the advanced because it looks the same as what we have in the question paper. So I'm just going to drag this over to my other screen, and we can jump over here to see that. So we can see club number, age, category, first name, last name. These are all text. Okay, and then we've got entry number should be integer, so that's a long integer, year of birth integer, age is integer. Then we've got record time is date time, that's correct. Race time is date time, that is also correct. Then it's got pace kilometers per hour as a double, so here pace kilometer, that's a decimal value, so we would use double. And then we've got gender result and race result as long integer. So really nothing there for us to change. Everything has been imported there correctly. So I'm going to click on OK. And now we jump back. So that's all correct. We're going to go to next. Our primary key, we said, is the entry number. Where is it? There it is there. Then we go to next and finish. So now we're going to close. And there's our table here. So again, whenever we import a CSV file as a new table, we need to make sure we only get one table generated, not two. It doesn't say anything to do with errors. We're going to double click on this to open it, and then we're going to go to design view. So from the home section, I'm going to go to design view, and we're going to check all of these to make sure they're correct. So we've got, these are short text, these are number, long integer. We can see down here at the bottom, that's correct. Number, integer, integer. Now, record time, this is date time. Now, it said this should be hours, minutes, seconds. So there's two ways of doing this. If I go down and look in the format section here, I've got here long time, and you can see it's got the hours, the minutes, and the seconds there. And if I select that and go to view, click on save, yes, and we can see that now is showing me that raise time as hours, minutes, seconds. Now, I can also format the other one as well, that one. I can either, again, go to long time, or I can write the formatting, which is HH:MM:SS. That just gives the formatting, hours, minutes, and seconds. It's going to change the M's to N. That's absolutely fine. If I click on save and go to preview, that looks correct as well. Okay, so that looks correct. There's nothing else there to do. Apart from, if I go to design view, I need to take a screenshot now. And my screenshot is going to be this one here, which clearly shows, here we go again. We've got clearly showing our primary key there, the field names here, and the data types here. So all of that is perfect. I can go to my evidence document and paste that in here. Okay. Now, they've actually modified this. This is ridiculous. So that when you add something, it actually inserts, it doesn't push the paragraphs down. That's fine. You can change it, or you can just move them down. That's simple enough. Cambridge has really played hard this, and they really wanted to make this paper as tricky as possible. Okay, so save that, and now we can go back. So that's been done. That's number 15. Let's go to number 16. Change the data type of pace kilometers per hour field to display as time with the format HH:MM:SS. So here they actually tell us to change that format. So let's go back. I've already got this in the right place. So this is now a number, but I want it to display hours, minutes, seconds. That means I need to change the data type. I need to change this to date and time. And when I change that to date and time, I now can put the format either as a long time or put hours, minutes, seconds. I'm going to click on save. And now that should also display, there we go, hours, minutes, and seconds. Perfect. Okay, that's a first. They haven't asked us to do that before either. So they've really gone all out this time. Usually we modify the cells. They don't tell us to change the data type after it's been imported. So that's good. Let's go back to the question paper. So we've done that one. 17, import the N2502 club.csv as a new table in your database. Set all data types to text. Set the club code as the primary key. Place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the field names and data types. I'm suspecting 18 is the same. So this is going to be N2502 age_group CSV as a new table, all data types to text, and set the group code as a primary key, and then take evidence. So let's do 17 and 18 together. So I finished with this. Now, the rule of thumb with Access is if you're not using a table, then close it. So I need to close that. And I'm going to go to external data, new data source, from file, text file. I'm now going to open up the file N2502, browse, N2502 club, open. Now, I've got three options here, again, in the tutorial, which describes or goes over everything to do with importing CSV files into Access tables. This is all described, but we want a new, we want the data source to create a new table. So the first one is selected, click on OK. The data is readable. It's not wingdings or anything. Go to next. First row contains field names. Yes, because we're creating a new table. Next. Fields, if I go to advanced, all of these should be text. There you go, short text for all of them. Click on OK, next. Again here, primary key is going to be the club code and finish. And again, it should only create one, there it is, one table. Now I'm going to take a screenshot for evidence. So I'm going to open that up, go to Home Design View, and I'm going to take a screenshot of that, showing my primary key and everything. Go to my evidence document. This is for number 17. And paste that there. Okay, let's make some more space there. Now then, the next one, I'm going to close that one. We're going to import the last one or the third one, external, new data source from file, text file, browse. We're bringing in the age group one. That one. We're going to go to OK. We're bringing it as a new table. So again, make sure it's readable. Next, first row contains field names. Good. Next, go to advanced for the data types. All of these are short text. Perfect. Go to next. Primary key is going to be the set group. Sorry, group code. And then finish. And again, we should get one table created only. No tables with an error. We're going to open that up. Go to Design View. I'm going to click up here. Go to Home, Design View. And from here, we're going to take another screenshot. And we're going to add that in our evidence document. There we go. Create a one-to-many relationships as links between the club code field in the club table and the club number field in the race table, the group code field in the age group, and the age cat field in the race table. Place in your evidence document screenshot showing the one-to-many relationships between the three tables. Now it says screenshot, so we're going to take multiple screenshots, not just one. Okay, so if we go back, I just need to close that. It's saved. We're going to go to database tools, relationships. Now, if you see a relationship up here already from Access, that's fine. You can just scroll down. You can ignore that. Click anywhere inside here. Right click, show table, or you can click at the top where it says add tables. It doesn't matter. You get this here. We're going to add all three tables. If you add one accidentally twice, you're going to see like this one here. It's got N2502 race underscore 1. And here it's got the N2502 race. You need to delete this one, which has the incrementing number, not this one. You have to delete this one. So you only want to make sure, so just press the delete button. You only have these three tables. I'm just going to expand these so that they're longer. So we want the club code from the club table and club number from the field. Club code from the club table. And we want that on the race table, club number. So I'm going to click here, drag it, and drop it on top of that. Now that creates a one-to-many. You can see that there, one-to-many relationship between these two tables. Now, a lot of you ask me, do I need to click enforce referential integrity? My teacher says I have to teach it. Most of your teachers probably don't even know what that means. So I'll explain it to you very quickly. Yes, you can click it. That's absolutely fine, but you don't have to for the exam because you're not taught about referential integrity. The referential integrity, very, very short and very brief. I don't know if most of you are going to get this, but essentially means this. When I click on, I'm just going to remove it for now. I don't need it, create. This table here has got the club code as a primary key, and it links to this table over here with the club number. If I delete the record over here where it's a primary key, let's say 001, and in this table it's got 001, but I delete this record, I now have records in this table with a club number 001, which doesn't exist in here. If you have referential integrity ticked, it will inform you and it won't allow you to delete that record from here. If you don't have it ticked, it will allow you, but that will mean that you have records in this table which essentially are not linked to any record in this table. That's what it means. Do you need to tick it? Ideally, you should, but you don't have to for the exam. It will make absolutely no difference. So there you go. So let's just complete this. So I want the group code field with the age cat field. So the group code field is going to link with the age cat field over here. So I'm going to click and drag, let go, click on create, and I'm just going to move these so they look nice like that. Now, they want screenshots. That means for me, this is not enough. Doing this to show these, you may get the marks, but you may run into an examiner who's very strict. And what he's going to be looking for is this, or she. I'm going to click on that line to make it bold, and then I'm going to double click on it, and that's going to open up this relationship here. I'm going to take one screenshot like this, place that in here. Just put a lot of spaces there, paste that in there, make it just a little bit small. That's my first screenshot. And then I'm just going to add my next screenshot on the next page. So that now I can click on, and you can see this one says edit relationships. That means it's been created. Close that. And I'm going to click on that line and then double click on it. I'm going to place that there, and I'm going to take another screenshot. And this clearly shows my screenshots showing those relationships. So I've got both the lines and the dialog box, which actually says the relationships have been created. Control S to save. Okay, so I'm just going to click on OK, close this relationships table. Yes, I want to save. That's it. Everything is saved. Let's go to a question paper. So 19 done. 20. In the race table, use an automated search function to locate the record entry number of 1498. Place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the automated search function you used to locate the record. Amend the details as follows. So we're going to change these details here. Check your data entry for errors, save the data. Okay, so this is in my race table. So I'm going to double click on the race table to open it up. Now, I could just do this, Control F, and find 1498 in any part of the document and see, well, that's not the right one. I want this in my entry number. And that just makes it a bit difficult. So I'm going to keep going there. If I keep going, current document, and that's, you can see it finds that 1498 in many places. So the easiest way is to do this. Go to your entry number. From here, go to number filters, equals, and you're going to put 1498. Sorry, I didn't have the number lock on, 1498. So when I click on OK, it's going to filter it and only show that item there. And you can see that's 1498. Now for my evidence, the best way to do it is if I click on that and go to my number filter equals, there is that there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a screenshot of that, like so. That shows I've only got one record. It's filtered down. I use this custom filter to find 1498 for the entry number, and that's a perfect screenshot. So let's just bring that number 20 up and make some space. There we go. Okay, Control S to save. Now then, it says here, number 21, you're going to use fields from the race and club tables, only 2 tables, not 3 tables, to produce a tabular report that selects the records where area includes the text Scott, age is 30 or less, shows only. So let's go and create the query slowly from here. Now, remember what I always do is this. I always jump to the one that says shows only the fields that, and I start from here, because this shows me all the fields: last name, first name, age, pace, kilometers per hour, club name, and area, all the fields that I need to add in the correct order. And then I will go back and add the criteria and then create the report. So let's start with that now. I need to click on OK here. I'm going to get rid of this filter. So just click on that and just clear filter from entry number. Close that table. Remember, close everything. Yes, save. Close everything before you start doing something new. So the first step is I'm going to create a new query. So query, create query, design, view. Now, some of you say, can you do this another? There are so many different ways to do this. I show the way that I use and teach my students, because that's what I think is the best way for them. If you prefer a different method, that's absolutely fine, whatever works for you. Okay, so from here, I've got my query design area. I've got my add tables over here. Again, if you don't have that add tables, I've also got the property. I can close that. If you don't have any of that, you've got in the query design, the add tables here will put it, or you can just right click on show table. That's fine. So I only want to add the two tables, the race and the club tables, that one. Let's just expand that to show all the fields. And now I'm going to add all the fields that it tells me. So from the show fields, only the fields, I want last name, first name. So I'll just simply double click, age, pace, kilometers, age, not age category, but age, and then pace, kilometers. And then I want club name. That's in this table here, club name. And then I want area, add that one. So I've got these ones here. Okay, so I've added everything it's asked me. I'm just going to do a quick run to see that everything works. Let's just expand that so all the fields show. Good. So that gives me that query is running. Go back. So now what we're going to do is go back and see what we need to do. So now I want to select the area which includes the text Scott and the age is 30 or less. So let's go do that now. So in the area section here, for area, we want to put to find all the ones which include the letters Scott. So if I just run that and have a quick look, we've got here like, there you go, Scottish. And here we've got Scotland. Okay, so we want the command like. So in the area, we want like, and we want space. We want the word Scott, S-C-O-T, to be either at the beginning, the end, or somewhere in the middle. So if I just put an asterisk Scott, then that's going to find all the ones that end with the word Scott. Let's just see that. You can see only the ones here which end in the word Scott. If I was to put, for example,